As you guys can tell from the stream title, we will be doing a 1980s movie tier list. These will be movies that I have seen. If I haven't seen it, it's not in the list. However, I have seen enough because I've counted of how many movies are in this list. And we have a total of 76 movies. And another thing too is I'm looking to this potentially being my first ever edited YouTube video. So keep that in mind. Let's keep it at a certain age words. Have fun, but don't say outrageous, adultish things. But yeah, we're doing 1980s movies. To preface, I'm gonna be ranking, in my opinion, the best 80s movies. The 80s, in my opinion, is like the best decade for movies. Very self-explanatory. With a total of 76 movies in this list, I think it's fine that I don't include the movies I haven't seen because there's a lot of content here to begin with. A considerable amount of them might be controversial of what I choose, but we're doing 80s first. The 90s will have its own separate stream. Let's get into it. So for the worst, we'll have Rotten, which is, you know, symbolic for Rotten Tomatoes. Then we'll have student film, popcorn eating. So your popcorn eating movies, Oscar, and an absolute cinema. As you can tell, I have seen a lot of 80s movies, which should not be surprising. Oh, E.T. Yeah, E.T.'s here. E.T. Here's the thing about E.T., right? It's a goated movie. It's Steven Spielberg's, like, it's one of his best movies of all time, right? You know what? Let's just do the trailer. Let's watch the trailer. E.T.'s just an iconic movie. It's literally one of the definitive movies that, I mean, to be honest, again, the 80s just had so many good movies. Is it absolute cinema, though? You know what? I'll put E.T. at the very top for now, and I'll see how I will feel about it once we get deeper into this. But yeah, so I think E.T. will be on the top for now until I know how to feel later on. But since we're on, like, absolute cinema, and it's right here on the top, Empire Strikes Back. It's literally one of the best sequels ever made to any movie. Is probably the biggest impacting movie in the 80s. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back. I mean, come on, dude. Freddy Krueger. Oh, wait. Okay, so Nightmare on Elm Street. Here, we will do that one first. I see him in The Shining. Here. This is tough. I think I'll have to throw Friday the 13th in this mix, because I think the only way for me to judge Nightmare on Elm Street is based off of Friday the 13th. I know that sounds weird, but I'll get into that in a second. The Shining, though, even though that I don't like watching The Shining, not because I don't like it or I don't think it's good, it's because The Shining is so crazily impactful. It's actually insane. Even when I watch this movie today, this movie makes me feel uncomfy. So I think I'll put that above E.T. Yeah. Kubrick is just a mastermind in general, but when he decided to tackle horror with The Shining, it's insane. Horror movies don't make me actually scared. Does it make me like uneasy? For sure. But The Shining's like the only one, even as an adult, it still scares the crap out of me. The Shining for me is the Poltergeist for my mom, which Poltergeist, when it came out, especially if you were Catholic in the 80s, that was your horror story. So The Shining for me is like the Poltergeist for Catholics. Yeah, E.T. might go down. So the reason why I had to throw Friday the 13th up here is because the only way for me to gauge of where I'm going to put A Nightmare on Elm Street on here is Friday the 13th, because I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of biased. Even though that the majority of the movies of A Nightmare on Elm Street are really bad, I love the series more than Friday the 13th. Don't get me wrong, I love Friday the 13th. I love it. Hell, I love both series so much that, like, I tell people that even though that it's technically not horror, because let's admit it, it's not scary at all, but Freddy vs. Jason is my favorite horror movie. The Thing. The Thing is kind of weird, right? It's not, in my opinion, it's not as popcorn eating as Friday the 13th, but it was pretty revolutionary with its filmography as A Nightmare on Elm Street. The Goonies in there? Yeah, The Goonies is in here, and you're not gonna like my opinion on that once I touch on that one. Because when I was talking to some people in Discord before stream, they reacted heavily on what I said prior to stream about The Goonies. Like again, it's not as popcorn eating as Friday the 13th, in my opinion, but as a film on its own, and for what they did in the 80s, and even still to now, there's like certain things they did in the movie that like other films like look back to this one to reference, and also some stuff that they just don't do in modern day anymore because they just don't know how to do it. Oh, God. Okay. I think I'll have to put it. Oh my God. Am I really going to put it above Return of the Jedi? No, I'm not. I'm putting it in popcorn eating right below Return of the Jedi. Yeah. Because the thing is that they the movie still holds up in certain areas for tone. And then they just did stuff that was really good for the time. But I wouldn't necessarily say the movie itself was like it's not something you watch every year. You get what I mean? Everyone is entitled to their incorrect opinion. I'm sorry, Crumbs. But since Ben K did mention the Goonies, I don't know how to tell you this. I think I was unfair about the Goonies before stream when I was in that Discord call. So in the Discord call, I said it was rotten, but I think I'll have to put it in student film after now seeing these two down here together. I don't think it would be fair to put the Goonies down here. I know people would have it in popcorn eating minimum, but to me, it's not. I don't think it holds up at all. What do we do? You know what? Since we're in the topic of like movies not holding up, as much as I like Tron, and as much as I really do like Tron, as much as I love Tron, and I mean love Tron. For example, the third movie that's coming out, I'm losing my absolute fucking mind. I can't wait till Ares comes out. Tron 1 though, that is the best student film of all time. Obviously, it's not actually a student film, but you get what I'm saying. The movie doesn't hold up. It's very dry. It's very hard to digest. Like they did a lot of things in that movie that no other movie had done at that time, especially for visual effects. Like, for example, like, do you know how they did the glow in their suits, the glow lines? Do you know how they did that? The glow lines. Do you know how they did that back then? Those were just LEDs. Those were just LED strips. But they didn't have those in the 80s. What you thinking? What you thinking, Fabled? What should I rank? What should I rank? Full Metal Jacket? Wait, where's that at? Scanning. Found it. It's right next to Tootsie. It's a situation of high Oscar, low cinema. Oh.
2 hours later.
It's absolute cinema. It's another movie where it's in that weird in-between of absolute cinema and Oscar. Reason? Because it, if I remember it is an Oscar winner, right? I am pretty sure it's an Oscar winner. No! Is it an Oscar winner? I thought it was.
Nope.
Sorry. It was nominated. Wasn't a winner. But I feel like even if it's not a movie for someone, like even if it's not a movie for you, I think you would at least enjoy watching it once. It always comes down to Stanley Kubrick just making good film. I'm probably just biased. You know what? I'm biased. I'm just going to say I'm biased. Never mind. We're going to keep going then until we have ads. Oh, you know what? I'll do Batman. I'm not going to lie. This is heavily influenced. I think I would have put it in absolute cinema if it wasn't for the Batman. And yes, I'm talking about the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. I feel like if the Batman didn't exist, I would put Michael Keaton's Batman in absolute cinema. And I know that sounds skewed. A modern movie affect a past movie? Nah, absolute cinema. I would probably... I would put that right below Die Hard. Because I don't think we would have any of the Batmans, even the bad ones, if it wasn't for the Michael Keaton Batman. Because the Michael Keaton Batman, all the other Batmans after that would exist if it wasn't for the Michael Keaton Batman. Little House of Horrors, that's one of the best musicals from that time. Also, production. It's the only musical besides The Little Mermaid in this list. And if we're doing it based off of that, it beats Little Mermaid out of the water. And again, production was phenomenal. The acting was phenomenal. Just the overall talent was phenomenal. I'm going to put it in dead last, though, because I have watched these significantly more than Little Shop of Horrors. That's the only reason why. But this is still hands down one of the best musicals, period, in my opinion. Fatal Attraction. I know a lot of modern audiences will probably not know what Fatal Attraction is. Fatal Attraction was a movie that was very eerie because it involved a obsessed woman with this guy, and but I vaguely remember the movie too, so I can't really harp on it too much. So for me, it would have to go into popcorn eating for that reason. Like, I remember it having an impact on me, but I don't remember why. Raising Arizona. Let's do Raising Arizona. Raising Arizona is hilarious. This is an Oscar movie. Like, this hands down is an Oscar movie. Wait, was it actually nominated for an Oscar? I don't remember. I don't think it was, but well, let me double make sure. Raising Arizona, if you haven't seen it, phenomenal. It's Nick Cage. And it's also ranked 31st on American Film Institute 100 Years, 100 Laughs list. Like, come on. It doesn't look like it was nominated for anything. So basing it off of comedies, obviously Nick Cage. Now I'm treading a line here between of like how I feel and what it actually deserves for this one. Yeah, I'll put it over no, it deserves to be here, but I'm putting it here to meet that middle of like where it deserves to be compared to what I have actually like watched more and enjoyed more. We are in our final 2 movies. This is insane. Almost 4 hours. We're finally on our last 2 movies. I will save Who Framed Roger Rabbit for last. Tootsie. For those of you who haven't seen Tootsie. So Tootsie is in the same situation as Raising Arizona. If you haven't heard of Tootsie at all, I highly recommend this movie. This movie is amazing. And Tootsie was actually up for an Oscar. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Supporting Actress, Screenplay, Cinematography, Film Editing, Original Song, Best Sound. Like, that's how good this movie was. As much as I want to put it in absolute cinema, I've technically only seen it a handful of times. But I will do it its justice and put it higher than my John Hughes nostalgia glasses right next to E.T. Last movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Here's the thing. If you are a fan of mine or have been around my streams, I have said that Space Jam is my favorite movie of all time. And even though that I love Space Jam more than Who Framed Roger Rabbit, even I will admit there would be no Space Jam without Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And this movie was absolute cinema. I would say even more so than Little Shop of Horrors, more than Terminator, Field of Dreams, Back to the Future 2. Ooh, oh crap. Huh? Yeah, I don't, no, sorry. Sorry, Dead Poets, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is it. This is my full... The bias list is complete. Bruh, why did you word it like that? I mean, you have to admit, like, yes, obviously certain choices were biased, but you have to admit that I feel like I would say half of it's biased. The other half is rightfully placed. Like, let's be honest. Like, come on. Maybe. I don't know. The bias list is complete. That's one hell of a comment. I do appreciate all of you for being here today for this momentous occasion, because it was something that I have been dying to do. But again, I had to cancel it the one time because I just kind of had to for certain reasons and all that stuff. But I'm glad that we were finally able to do this, and hopefully we will be able to do 1990s eventually soon in the future. For everyone who popped by today, as always, I appreciate the love and support. You guys are amazing. Like, I wouldn't be able to do this type of stuff if it wasn't for you guys being here to support me. I'll see you guys on the other side at Ash's stream. Love you guys. Mwah. Let's go. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and maybe even leave a comment. And look forward to some more future videos. Thank you.